What is up, everyone? Thanks so much for tuning in to our first ever video format of the Walk and Talk podcast. It's your host, Mateo Elvira, accompanied with the one and only
Bruno Pozo, man. What's up?
Bruno. Merry Christmas, my friend. It is December 25th. The Walk and Talkers. Happy holidays. I hope you are finding a lot of happiness and positivity being around your loved ones right now. And if not, we thank you so much for tuning in to our Christmas special here. Bruno, what's been going on? Where are you at right now?
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you, Mateo. And right now I'm actually here in Murrieta, visiting my aunt. And, I'm kind of like quarantined here because unfortunately my cousin did test positive for COVID. But luckily it's nothing serious. He's fine now. Like he's chilling. But yeah, so I'm just, quarantining here with my extended family, and I'm still grateful as all hell. Honestly, Christmas was great last night. I don't know how it was for you, but it was nice. I kind of saw a little bit of your story, so it seems like you were hanging out with your brother and your family, so that's nice.
Yeah, man. I'm glad things have been going well, and it looks really beautiful. It seems like you've had a lot of really good time off out there. But let's just go straight into the episode here, man. I know this is obviously our Christmas special here, and our objective is to really just let people know that the year of COVID, as you mentioned, has been something that has been plaguing the people of this country, of this world, in
For
both
sure.
literal and physical sense. But I'm optimistic about what the future holds. Obviously we can't really predict the future and what will happen. We weren't able to predict what would happen in 2020, but I'm really excited, man. Just wanted to get your thoughts. Like, what are you looking most forward to in the new year here?
This new year, honestly, what I'm really looking forward to is continuing to work on our personal brand, not just like our stuff, but then I guess my personal brand too, which is just honestly just about helping people, getting my real estate going, and then also being able to create content that I actually like enjoy making, because that's like the biggest dream for me right now is actually doing work that is meaningful to me, because unfortunately I do realize that a lot of people, the sad reality is they're not really happy doing the work that they're doing. And so I'm taking advantage of my position and, also acknowledging that I have a lot of privilege and the things I should be grateful for, which is also something that 2020 has really taught me. So moving forward, 2021 is taking all that gratitude and privilege that I have in my position and actually making things happen. So I'm just really, really pumped, man. Like this last 2 months have just been something else, especially with you, man. Like, honestly, I feel like we've been
Same.
feeding off of each other in such a positive way. So it's like a nice little wheel. So you're just happy. That's, I guess, what the plan is for 2021 was just keep that momentum going and just don't stop.
Mm-hmm. Is there any part of this year that really made you reflect and just kind of get a pulse as to like how we may have operated? Like, for example, like it kind of blows my mind that like we were commuting and working like dogs, or at least majority
Oof.
of people were working. And then when COVID happened, like, we kind of all had to just hunker down and spend more time with family. And, imagine not having 9 months this year to like just not be in the hustle and bustle of things, but really just like take a step back. And like looking back, it's like we're going to need this balance, or at least some people really enjoyed this balance. And like imagine having to go back to like a normal, I say normal, but like you get what I'm saying though. It's like there's almost like remote work is going to be a thing moving forward, and all these digital opportunities are going to be a thing moving forward. So I guess like anything that you kind of
If
noticed
you're
this
cutting out,
year.
sorry, were you cutting out on
Sorry,
my end or was I cutting out?
I think it froze. I think it froze. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, but I think I know what you were going with, and it's true. I think this year, like having changed the balance of life, like home life and work life, basically had to be muddled together, like you said. And even just the small detail of like not having to commute is something that people are like starting to realize and like take notice of. And it's crazy to me because like if you had said last year, like asked your boss, "Hey, can I work from home?" They probably would have said, "Hell no." But I
Yeah.
not all jobs, but a great majority of jobs that did stay on during COVID were able to make that transition. So people's expectations from what they want from their work and whether they can or whether they need to go to an office now is definitely changing, which is, I think, is going to be a good thing, honestly. Uh, it's strange because you would think that productivity would have gone down, especially because you're working at home. There's more distractions. There's no one on your shoulder. Like, so I hope that moving forward, that people realize that things are not really going to go back to normal, and that's honestly a good thing. Like you said, quote unquote normal, right? It's what we accepted as normal. Now this might have to be the new normal. And honestly, if it brings more happiness to the people, it's just going to be better for the world. And I honestly think that that's a good thing. Yeah, like I hope so. Like honestly.
Yeah. Another crazy thing too is just like understanding perspective. Like I feel like obviously it's been really tough for us, but at the same time it could be a lot worse. So I'm always just trying to train my mind to like understand that like people are having it really rough right now during COVID, but to just be in a position where we can
Yeah.
like make content, or we have this technology, or we can celebrate Christmas with our family is something that, like, at the end of the day, we're still extremely lucky in a way. And so just being able to kind of step back and be like, okay, like this is where I am. This is how it could be, but just really just reflecting. And I think, I don't know, I really hope for the new year that people can just get a better sense, or this year has given them the time to understand a different perspective that they may not have considered before. I mean, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah. Sorry, the dogs are a little barking
Oh
over
my
here,
God, I
messing with the
saw them
cats.
flying.
Absolutely right. Their perspective has not changed on cats though, as you can clearly see. But yeah, man, definitely like this year teaching us about our priorities has been something that has been like unbelievably valuable because like you said, we at the end of the day, I do feel like I'm extremely lucky. I didn't get it as bad. Like sure, my cousin tested positive. My dad even tested positive like a few months ago, but no hospitalizations, no medical bills that could have, put us into debt or anything like that. Nothing extreme bad happened, right? So I'm stupid lucky, and I always try to remind myself that. And that's the great thing about this year is I think a lot of people are starting to get that gratitude muscle working, and things are lurking and things are looking a lot better than they used to, even though quote unquote this year was a trash year. And it definitely was. I definitely feel bad for the people who unfortunately did have to go through turmoil this year. But given that that wasn't me, that means that I have to take advantage of the opportunity given to me. And I hope a lot of people see that around them too, that they have a lot more opportunities than they realize. And that the world is, at least that their life is not as damaged as they thought. So taking that as leverage, because imagine that, like now you can appreciate the little bit you have. Because that's sometimes people like tend to think about what they don't have. That's a very common trap, right? It's like, oh, I want this house, I want this car, I want this, whatever they don't have.
Yeah.
But it's more about uh, count of, taking account of all the things you do have: your health, your family, the time you have, the financial stability if you weren't financially troubled this year. And so definitely this year was a powerful movement for that. And I think that moving forward, if we can use that into the next year, like people can make very large moves. And think about it, it's just the start of the decade. This is 2020. Tomorrow's the first year we're now getting into the momentum of the new decade. So it's going to be an interesting time for sure.
Dude, it's really incredible, man. Like, for anyone listening out there, if you have like parents, and you have like great parents that have been able to be like helpful for you, or provide for you at any point during your life, like go over there and give them a big hug and kiss right now, because thinking about it, like we are nothing but just like creations of our families and our environment. And like I feel like we're so lucky to be the people that we are today because of the people that raised us. Obviously, we have like different family members that were involved, whether it's your direct parents or not, right? But like, it's crazy because I was at the dinner table yesterday with my family, and we were talking about how my grandparents like slaved away in factories on the fields to provide a better life for my parents who've been able to do really successful in their careers, and in return, are you telling me that all I have to do is help people on the internet and make a video content and post? So it's just taking a step back and being like, I am so lucky. And I know a lot of people say that, this word of like luck and being thankful, but like the opportunities, like you said, are available to us because of the sacrifices of our family members and our heritage and who we are. It's pretty quite incredible, man. So that's just kind of me reflecting on my thoughts with my family yesterday. But I guess for you, man, like I just want to turn it over to you. Like I'm really, really liking your content lately. I noticed that you're starting to like become really confident in your content. Any advice as far as any for our viewers here that, you know, really do want to start creating more robust content in the new year? Just any from what you've been doing for the past 2 months, what have you learned from these platforms, and anything that's sticking out to you as far as trends?
Well, I guess the number one tip is just don't really overthink it, one, because it's very easy to fall into the trap of like, people call themselves perfectionists and stuff like that. And I get it. You don't want to just make something that people are going to laugh at or like quote unquote think is bad or whatever. So it's definitely worthwhile to put some forethought, but at the end of the day, it's about taking action. So just don't be afraid, have fun with it too. Um, and then besides having that initiative, for me, what has helped me is really getting in tune with like each of the platforms and like what's available to them. Because the thing about TikTok that's so cool is the editing platform on the app is actually quite powerful. I haven't even explored all of it. Like I love watching other people so I can get
Mhm.
a sense of like what's possible in the app. And that's also been very useful. And that's also the funny thing to me, like the job of content creation and stuff like that. If it's a job, it's like the funnest job because all I'm doing is I can actually literally spend an hour on the app, like watching things, and I'm technically researching. And on my head, I am like I'm taking very like astute little notes, like, oh, okay, I like this. Okay, I don't really like that. Oh, what he did here with that transition was really cool. Or what he did, I did not really like, or it kind of lost me at the end, or whatever. And so, just being comfortable with keeping an open eye, like all the secrets to great content is right before you. If you like something, ask yourself, why the hell do I like it? Is it the way the guy's speaking? Is it the way it's edited? Is it the music? Is it the funniness? Whatever it could be. It could be a million little different things. And then once you realize that, you can just add your own flavor to it. There's a great Bruce Lee quote. It's something like, um, absorb what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is uniquely your own. And that's just true for everything you want to learn in life. Just learn what's actually useful. If something it doesn't work out, then throw it out. It's useless, and then add what's yours. Because at the end of the day, no one can copy your unique personality or your unique style. Because you are just adding a little piece of yourself at the end, which is so cool. That's why I like content creation. It's very like
Yeah.
personable and stuff. So thank you for like saying that you enjoy my content. But yeah, to me, it's just I don't know. I'm just throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. And then for me, it's also about having fun. So sometimes things I throw like aren't gonna stick, but for me, I take it as a learning opportunity and something that just is for me at the end of the day. Like I know I'm trying to help people, but I'm also gaining experience even through my failures. Like if I throw a dud and no one likes it, no one comments, whatever. Now I know that's a dud, and it's like I can now think as to why that might have been the case, so on and so forth. And then to answer your question about the platforms, every platform is unique. That's the thing that I think Gary Vee has really taught me is utilizing each platform as trying to make the content native to each platform, which is honestly like the fun part of the game too, because you can take one long form piece of content, like for example, this podcast, and then you can disseminate little bits, micro contents from it and put it into either a reel. You can make an Instagram post, a quote, maybe a nice inspirational quote. You can do a TikTok highlight or something, or maybe like a short form highlight and little things like that. And it's just like using all those strategies and tools to your advantage. Honestly, if another recommendation for anyone who's trying to get into content creation, just look up Gary Vee. That's all I'm going to say. I know we
Yeah.
talked about him already, so I won't go too deep into that.
Yeah, he's like our Bible here for sure for the walk and talk athletes.
For real, bro. For real.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think video creation is the easiest way to practice entrepreneurship. I think your content is a product and your creativity is the variable of success. Gary Vee's always preaching it. And I think what's interesting about content is it's so abstract. There is no like definitive, there's no definitive answer of a good video because there's an element of like art and creativity in it. And I feel like everything at the end of the day has already been said. So how can you take an old idea and make it new, or take it as a story that's already been shared and like tell it in a different way? And it's
Mm-hmm.
it's fun, it's your creativity, it's your art. And I think there couldn't be a better time right now to just experiment. Like, even if it's just you showing the world a side of you that you've never shared before, who knows? Like, TikTok right now is probably one of the best platforms for that kind of content. But like, it just blows my mind. Like, if you have a catering business, start posting videos. If you are a lawyer and you want to open your own legal practice, start educating people on the law. And so using these things as tools is I feel like what's going to really impact a lot of people in this new year. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. Like you said, like anyone can make it. It doesn't really matter the background. If you have a business or a personal brand that you are trying to grow, you can use any of these platforms to your advantage. And like I showed you that legal TikTok guy, I fucking love him. Like honestly, I was like watching his videos for like maybe like 20-30 minutes this morning, just like admiring not just the quality of the video, but also the quality of his showmanship. And I guess that's just the legal talk, like lawyers are all about like being able to speak very succinctly and also very powerfully, so like they can get their message across. So like his set of skills is just naturally built to communicate very effectively, which I thought was funny because I'm like, wow, like how smart is that? Like, and he's also working on his personal brand and his firm, right? Because he's allowing himself to get exposure. I hope he's in LA or something because I want to meet this guy. He seems like an interesting little fellow. Shout outs to that guy, legal TikTok guy. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's probably the most popular, if not the only legal TikTok guy. I don't think I've seen an interesting lawyer on TikTok besides him.
Yeah, I'm looking at his profile right now. He's just Law by Mike, right? That's him?
Yeah, Law by Mike. Yeah, that's the guy.
Well, sweet. Bruno, any closing thoughts for our listeners here? Again, we're recording this on Christmas Day. So how many days are left in 2020? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a week from today will be a new year. Any closing thoughts or any words of wisdom for our viewers or listeners here?
And just enjoy Christmas, man. Like, I know we always talk about working hard and having fun and like making content, but you need some time to yourself. It's fair. And I think Christmas is a good day to have a time off. I know we're filming and recording, but this is honestly like fun to us, so it's not really work. But yeah, like, and it's the end of the year, man. We made it. If you're watching this, you somehow made it past 2020. Maybe you're watching this in the future and you're like, wow, these guys somehow survived 2020. Yeah, somehow we did it. So, just be happy that you did somehow. And I know we already mentioned the being grateful, but really, like, if you can harvest that muscle and like grow that muscle of being grateful every morning for what you have and for the opportunities that are afforded to us, especially in this digital age, like you said, life just becomes so much better. And who doesn't want to be happier at the end of the day? So just be happy and be grateful. You'd be shocked like how something so small like that, a little habit of being grateful in the day, just changes your whole year. And so, yeah, 2021, are we ready? I think we're ready, man. Go for it. Whatever you guys are thinking about doing, just do it.
I love it, dude. I would say my piece of advice here is, when we make these videos, it doesn't seem like work at all because we genuinely love making videos. And so when people ask us, like, how much time do you spend editing? How much this? I'm like, you know what? I do spend a lot of time doing that, but it doesn't feel like work. And I just really want to empower people out there that whether it's content creation or not, there's something out there that you love and that you could probably get paid to do it somehow through content creation, or just what do you love? Like, ask yourself, what do you love and what would you love to do? And like, honestly, you don't even need an answer today, but like, just ask yourself, like, what would you love to do, or what do you love to
Mm-hmm.
do? And like, just expand up, just plant that seed in your head, and let it grow for a little while and see what you come up with. So those are my thoughts here, on Christmas Day.
Yeah. Merry Christmas to everyone. Definitely, like you just said, I'll just add a little tiny piece to that. Finding your purpose or whatever brings you happiness is definitely something that isn't gonna come overnight. Like I used to think it was
Yeah.
gonna be like being whatever I wanted to be. I don't even remember now. As I've gone through so many iterations of like possible realities for me, but now I'm
Hmm.
like pretty well set on like the kind of person I want to be, which is just helping people, creating content, being entertaining, and then also real estate because that's just my jam, man. But just do what you gotta do to figure it out and just have fun with the journey. Because at the end of the day, it's really, really. I know it's cliche to say, but it's not about the
Yeah.
destination; it's about the journey. So, thank you for this journey
100%.
of 2020.
Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Walk and Talk podcast. Feel free to just let us know any other topics or anything that you'd like to hear us cover next. And we wish you all a happy holidays and Merry Christmas. The next time you'll hear from us will be in 2021. Catch you guys on the next one.
Ciao.